Hi guys, welcome to another video, and to a video I hadn't intended on recording. You will recall that my most recent video, albeit uploaded some time ago, was entitled Audi TT End of an Era. And that's because the Audi TT is the end of an era. Audi have announced that they will no longer build the Audi TT, the R8 or any other of the sports car models for quite some time. What I didn't realise is that this car is also the end of an era, because Audi have said in recent months that they will no longer build any more two-door sports cars of any description for the next 5 to 10 years. So the new A5, as it currently exists and has just been launched, is just a four-door car and will always be. There will be no coupe, there will be no cabrio, and there will certainly be no two doors. So this is my last chance to buy another end of an era car, which is this A5. This is an incredible car. It's the facelifted model. It's the very latest iteration of that generation of the Audi A5 Coupe. I'm very lucky to get this car, so I'm going to guide you through all of my favourite details in it. It's probably the best specced Audi A5 I have ever come across. Every option has been ticked, so it's a great example of an A5 if you're looking for one to buy yourself. You can see what all the most desirable options are. So let's take a quick look around the car and I can point out and discuss all the favourite parts. So, broad spec of this car to begin with. This is an Audi A5 S-Line Black Edition Coupe. The very first thing that hits you about this car is, of course, the colour. So this is an Audi exclusive colour. It is pearlescent Nogaro blue, which for those who know Audi very well and enthusiasts of the brand will know this is a heritage Audi RS colour. So it's a very unusual colour. Most people look at this car immediately assume it's an RS5 or it's an S5 because it just isn't in the standard colour palette. You can't choose this colour. If you'd like an A5 standard, you have to pay extra to get the Audi exclusive colours. At the front, obviously it is the black edition, so all of these pieces are black badges, all of these details in here are black. What else do we have? It obviously has the panoramic glass sunroof, so there's a black panel right above the windscreen, so as it kind of molds nicely into the sunroof. The car obviously is incredibly aggressive in its design. It couldn't be more aggressive. It's taut, it's pulled, it's so aggressive in terms of every line in it. It's full of tension, which gives it that kind of aggressive feel. I really like the black kind of gloss black honeycomb grille, and if your number plate were to mysteriously fall off, actually behind this is also the honeycomb continues, so you can have a full black honeycomb effect if you wish. But unfortunately we have to have number plates. In terms of the headlights, so there are 4 levels of headlight available in Audi A5. This is the top spec 4th model. So there's the xenon headlights with the LED daytime running strip, so there's a lot of cars with that. There are also a lot of cars with the stage 2 headlights, which are the full LED headlights. They're probably one of the most popular. This car has the optional matrix LED headlights, so that means that when other cars come towards you at night, you don't need to dip. All of the individual modules simply dim as the car approaches you, and then as the car passes, it lights up again. You can tell an Audi A5, any description, or any Audi, that it has matrix LED lights, because if you open it, there's a dynamic kind of turn signal. Also, when you unlock this car at night, there's kind of a very attractive welcome sequence in the lights where they dance across and dance back again and do a little dance effectively. It looks really, really cool when you unlock the car. So they're the 3 stage of lights, but I mentioned these with a 4th stage, and I say that because these lights here are actually high beam assist headlights as well. So when you're driving at night in particularly dark situations, an extra high beam comes on that, I mean, you can see hundreds of meters into the distance. So it's really, really technical. So I'll bring you in closer so you can see the details of these headlights. They're probably the most technical headlights I've seen on basically any car. So that really completes the front. Obviously the car is full of tech. We'll see that when we get to the inside, but I mean, you can see the amount of sensors all over the car. The car has a full 360-degree camera, so there's cameras all around the car, so you can see one there, see cameras here, you can see sensors. Adaptive cruise control, we are talking as well. It has Audi Presense, so if the car thinks you're going to crash, it'll flash up quickly. The side profile of the Audi A5 is possibly my favourite angle of the car apart from the front, and that's because it's just such a long car. You can really see the car's design language as well. We have this swage line that runs right the way along the car, arches up nicely over the Audi Quattro blister and eventually kind of molds into the back. It's a beautiful car inside profile, and you can probably see even by moving the camera this colour looks kind of indigo bluish in different lights. You can really see as well the various options on the car at the side. There's some really, really nice ones. We have obviously the black badges. There's this kind of gloss black window line, privacy glass, full opening panoramic glass sunroof, black mirrors. It's obviously the S-Line model, so it has lower 20 millimeters lower suspension, these 20-inch diamond cut wheels, red brake calipers. The list goes on with this car. We open kind of the door, we can see as well, although not during the daytime, but it has the Audi rings, illuminated footplates as well. A lot of options in this car, but it's particularly nice in its side profile because it's just, the shape of the car is really, it's aggressive and simple, but it's also quite elegant, and when you look into detail, it's actually quite complex as well. So let me just guide you through some of my favorite angles. If we just look at this one panel, we can see the beauty in Audi's design language. So we have a beautiful swage line that kind of is creased in here that moves down. We've got that clamshell bonnet, an extraordinarily complex shape, just in terms of how it's shaped, how it flows. It's convex here, it's concave in bits. The angles are constantly like this. Even down here, we have a concave, convex, and then a really modern cut to the shape. It obviously comes in here really nicely. This detail here is unique to the A5. It's a particularly nice badge, very modern, very clean, very classy. And then down the front we have, and it's repeated here on the side skirts, a little kick out on the side skirts as well, and a guard to stop any stone chip going on the wheel. Really nice. The wheel itself, really aggressive in design. It's the exact same as the S5 wheel. So diamond cut with a kind of an anthracite finish. This is also a great angle of the A5 because you can really see the aggression in the haunches of the car. We see those Audi, what are called quattro blisters. We can see the swage line. It actually becomes more and more defined before coming less defined and moulding into the back. We have the same shape coming down here and cut very modern, very much like the front, but it's just such an elegant shape. You can see the swell in the panel here as it moves across. This is of course blended into this other shape which comes down here and defines the outline of the boot. So it's surfaces within surfaces. This panel even alone, so many different shapes and a kick out to match the side sills, but a beautiful angle of the car. And it's also really nice, you can see the sunroof too in this angle as well, because it sits only about that much from the Bluetooth and the little black Bluetooth aerial. So it looks really aggressive when you're driving along, and such a slick and svelte design. The rear of the new Audi A5 is as distinctive as the front, particularly in terms of the lights. We obviously saw that welcome sequence in terms of how the lights kind of light up in this little kind of a dancing sequence, which is very cool, and it really welcomes you to the car. We can see as well that the pattern and the shapes of the LEDs are also, they mirror the front, which is a nice kind of coherent design right throughout. Again, really aggressive rear. It's obviously the S-Line model, it's the black edition, so we have black badges. This diffuser and rear valances, all gloss black as well. We have two obviously polished exhaust surrounds, really cool kind of aggressive reflectors kind of built in here. Again, the shapes of the car are beautiful, just the way we have concave and convex shapes all around the car, which is really interesting. Very aggressive design, looks great from the back. My favorite aspect is obviously the thing you actually can't see right now, which is this car has a full width rear brake light. It runs right the way across the top of the screen there. When that's on at night, it looks incredible. Really cool. Makes the car look very special. Because it is an Audi A5, there's also something about this car that I wouldn't usually speak about, because usually it's absolutely abysmal, and that's practicality. Because if you open this car, we're greeted with an actual usable boot. I had to go to, I had to pick up a gaming office chair recently, and with the TT, I mean, you could take all of the seats out, the engine, the roof, remove the doors, it still wouldn't fit in. Here, it just fitted perfectly into the boot, and you could actually close it. So a genuinely practical car. And a really cool feature is that if you want to pop down the rear seats, there's a ski hatch as well. You just need to pull a handle here. You don't need to go into the back of the car and try and fiddle with buttons on top of the rear seats, which is usually the case with coupes. These handles here actually cause the rear seats to drop. Nicely lit, and an additional thing that I've also never had in a car before, and that's, if you look down here, a proper and fully functioning spare wheel. So you mightn't think that's a big deal, but if you get a puncture, it means you have to call Audi Assist or something to help you, and that basically ruins half your day because you have to wait for the call. It's an absolute nightmare. If you have a spare wheel, you can just change the wheel yourself and keep going. As with all Audis though, the interior is always the best part of the car. So aside from the sheer amount of technology on board here, and there is a vast amount, it's one of the most technically advanced cars I've ever sat in, it's just the quality of the materials and the fit and finish inside this car which absolutely excels and sets it apart, not only from other models around, but also from the new generation of Audis that they're about to launch into 2025. Because I've seen, for example, the Audi Q6 e-tron, the new A5 interior, and all of these beautiful, expensive finishing touches and aluminium machine cut pieces, all of that detailing, knurled button, it's all gone because it's just too expensive to produce. But in this car, in this current generation, it really was Audi at their peak. Even the materials in use, obviously beautiful Alcantara, leather, piano black, cold touch aluminium. This steering wheel is an absolute masterpiece in design. We have there's 4 materials in the steering wheel alone. We have the beautifully stitched leather on the outside, this beautiful double stitching. Then we have piano black. Then you have the buttons inside, and surrounded in the buttons you have this kind of aluminium cut shape in the detail, same as around here, and even in the badge. The new models is just stick-on 4 rings. This is actually aluminium cut. Beautiful detailing. Even this door card here, we've so much detailing. This car is actually fitted with the extended aluminium or extended leather package. So we have this contrasted deviating stitching running all alongside here, which you wouldn't usually get in an A5. It's repeated here along the side. This car also has the optional 3D Bang & Olufsen sound system, which I'll come to in a second, but there's an extra kind of lighting along the bottom here because of that. Then we have this aluminium cut here beautifully, black piano black, and Alcantara. But it's such a there's so many materials and detailing, and even the ambient lighting in this car. I'll obviously shoot a video at night time where you can see that, but there's a multicolored ambient lighting package in this car. You can have any one of about 100 different shades, and you can also separate the contours, so ambient lighting here, for example, and around the cup holders from the surfaces, which are ambient lighting in the doors, all along the side here. In the rear, in the footwells, it's a different type of ambient lighting. So you can have 2 colors, which is possibly one of the best features. I mentioned before the optional illuminated S-line footplates. We have the 4 rings under the doors. Lighting is a massive part of this car, and it's just so beautiful. Just in terms of the overall architecture of the dash, so it's very kind of clean, very cool, really nicely detailed in terms of these vents are so slick. We have beautiful aluminium detailing here, soft touch plastics, aluminium or piano black. This piece here, this is the optional 3-zone automatic climate control. So 3 zones being the passenger, the rear and the driver. So this screen, I mean, even just running, these buttons are beautifully machined in aluminium, but a real kind of party trick is the screen here at the front. And if you just run your finger just over the top of the buttons, each of the screen icons kind of increase in size and reduce again. So a really, really nice feature. Aluminium runs all the way down here around the gear lever. It looks like something from a plane, feels great to use. Just so many details here, all really, really carefully thought out and beautiful in design. Up here, even the panel to control the panoramic sunroof, we have, you just touch these lights here and they turn on. There's no separate button. Very, very cool. Just touch the surface of the light, it turns on. Again, piano black up here, more ambient lighting, more aluminium detailing. I've never seen such a busy instrument panel. It's just beautiful, and I really appreciate the detail in anything, and I appreciate the details in this car hugely. In terms of comfort, it's going to be comfortable, beautiful sport seats, Alcantara and leather, loads of space in the rear. We have an optional Audi phonebox here to charge your phone, nice movable armrest. What else have we got in here? That's before we even come on to the technology on offer, which is, there's so much tech inside this car. This is the latest touchscreen from Audi, so it has full Apple CarPlay, satellite navigation, fully TFT digital screen here behind the dials. That's all fully virtual. That's virtual. You can have several different displays in terms of what kind of way you want the speedometer and the rev counter to look. You can have sporty displays. You can have 2 regular shaped dials. You can have endlessly customizable shapes and display patterns and information displayed in front of the driver. And then this screen here is really great because of its 360-degree camera. Now that is optional on the A5. This car happens to have it. Super handy to park. It's actually quite a big car to park. I should also mention one of the absolute key selling points of this car for me, which is the 3D Bang & Olufsen surround system. So I have 3D Bang & Olufsen technology in the TT. It's one of the absolute best and most enjoyable features of the car for somebody like me who absolutely loves music. This is taking it up a level. There are 19 speakers in this car, 4 of which are actually in the A-pillars. to create this 3D level of sound. And by 3D sound, Bang & Olufsen mean not only are they accounting for the width and length of the car, but also the height. The sound quality is incredible. It looks great. The speakers are really nice. They've inbuilt and incorporated LED lighting, as you'll see in the video. Really nice Bang & Olufsen branding all around the car. And with 19 speakers, it's an incredible, endlessly customizable sound system that just makes driving a joy. So really, really key aspect of this car. I'd say my favorite aspects of the interior are the quality of the design, the ambient lighting, Bang & Olufsen panoramic glass sunroof is just such a nice feature, and the full MMI touchscreen, the very latest Audi system, is just really, really nice to use. So what is the Audi A5 like to drive? Well, unsurprisingly, it is a really nice place to be. Incredibly refined, very quiet, very cosseting, relaxing, luxurious experience. What I perhaps wasn't expecting is that this car is actually remind me of the Rolls-Royce Wraith to drive, just in terms of how it goes down the road. It feels really heavy. It feels completely planted and solid. Then in terms of when it delivers its power as you accelerate, just the surge of torque the car delivers, it's very much like the Rolls-Royce Wraith. In terms as well of, you know, when you accelerate, you kind of find yourself reaching the speed limit very, very quickly. And it's so cosseting inside, you're kind of questioning whether or not you have actually reached, you know, 100 or 120 kilometers an hour, because it doesn't feel like you're going that quickly. That's not to say this isn't a fast car. This is a fast car, 0 to 16 in about 6 seconds. It's a 204 brake horsepower model. It's more power than you will ever need. I mean, I've driven cars, so many of them, Bentleys, Porsches, Rolls Royces, you have 5, 6, some 700 horsepower. But in day-to-day driving, you just don't need it. This is more power to accelerate than probably any car you wish to overtake on the road, which is more than you need. So as I said at the very outset of the video, this car is actually the end of an era. Go out and buy one now, and you will have the very latest Audi two-door A5 for the next 5 to 10 years. An incredible car. I absolutely love everything about it. The spec, the colour, it's just so individual, so unique, and I've never had a car that's been quite so highly spec'd. Basically, with the comfort of a 3-year service package, a warranty, and a car that's as fresh as new, you've nothing to worry about for 5 to 10 years, really. So it's a great time to buy one. It's as good as buying the car as if it was just launched, and particularly given that there will be no replacement for 5 to 10 years. So again, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys on the next one.